Hey guys, um, I want to do a video on, I'm still speaking on the narc abuse. Um, I feel that it's very important um, to talk about it. Um, with everything going on, I didn't get to come on last night, and I'm just, I'm still here. I'm still doing things, and I'm just asking y'all to bear with me. Uh, Welcome all new subscribers. Just so you understand that my channel is about exposing the truth. When I say exposing the truth and telling the truth, I do it in a righteous sense, meaning that the Most High has called me. And the Bible says to Jeremiah that ever since I was a seed as a womb as a child, that God had called me to do a work, and you can't be afraid. You can't worry about what other people think. So I ask that you use discretion with my channel. I try to use wisdom in there, being considerate, because I do some fun things on here. I'm a fun-loving person, and the enemy is trying to take that away from me through the hardships and the gifts that God has given me. That I try to gear off. I try to add balance. I don't always do doom and gloom. I do have it because I have to do it as He calls me to do it. So I just ask that you bear with me. If this isn't the channel for you, yes, you can leave, and with no hardships, no feelings, and it's not for everybody. But this is more about exposing things, predominantly as I am a Black woman and I was misused in a system when I took a report of something that had happened in my community, and they tried to use it as a grant that they got from the state, city government, or local officials. It has caused me to be homeless and going through things, narc abuse, and losing my children, and trying to make it look like that I can't function in society. That every time I try to file or go for job opportunities, they study and watch what I have done. I don't know if it's at this moment, but they have of what I have done because they don't want to show that the system has messed up. Like I was explaining to someone else, I'm saying if the government had overpaid you, they're still going to ask for that money back, right? So that was a mess up. They messed up the amount that they were supposed to tend out to you, and they're asking for it back. So how come my situation is a mess up? We're not sweeping anything under the rug. We're not joining any kind of societies. At this time, this is a time that you should be getting in with the Most High. And there's some people, because I was mistakenly at that time, I looked younger than what I was. I'm 49 years old. So when I looked younger than I was, and I was in the hood, that shows that they use Black people, particularly Black women and children. They're considered the vulnerable. They have a profile on everybody in the system. And unfortunately, they use Black women. They think that they can use our Pookies and Ray Rays or just any kind of man to misuse us and mistreat us. And so that's what my channel is geared toward, of loving yourself, no matter what you have looked like, to understand and hold people accountable. We can't have everybody in our life that doesn't add positivity. If somebody's in your life and all they want to do is take away, then you don't need those people. If they're not doing it in a healthy sense, like if you got a friend that's always talking about you behind your back, then that person needs to go. They're not liking you. But some people get comfortable in terrorizing and hating on people that they think this is something that we're supposed to do. I made a video called Society Cruelty. And some people just think that this is something that we have to just put up with because you're a narcissist. And narcissist abuse is pretty much what Satan was when he was in the kingdom of heaven. He was a beautiful angel of light in heaven. Satan was in heaven. But because he kept trying to take and dominate over the kingdom of heaven, he got thunderbolted to the pits of hell, and that's where he became bitter and angry. And actually Revelations is talking about that's his gearing his army up because he thinks he can get back into the kingdom of heaven, which is nonsense. And so, the Most High, He'll let that battle go because He already knows it's a victory. And so, when people conspire and do things against you, the Bible says that Do not be deceived. God is not to be mocked. So as a man soweth, so shall they reap it. And they think just because they ain't get caught right away that that um that they're never gonna have this day of justice, or this day that their calamity. And they're sadly mistaken. They're sadly mistaken. You reap whatever you put out there. So it's wise to put good things out there, positivity and love to other people, you know. And somehow the narcissists get detached from this. They don't have empathy. They don't have empathy. And narcissists can be a police officer, a corrupt police officer. A narcissist could work as a city official. They could be your president. I believe Donald Trump is a narcissist. He's an overt narcissist, you know. But God has his people who he uses. Even this, they use these people. And so what I'm trying to say in my videos is there's a stigma in this system that they're not admitting it. Just because I'm a black woman, they're thinking, oh, well, you know, no. We're not going to misuse our children, because I have a son. I have an autistic son. And, you know, I'm fighting for him. I don't see him often. You know, they try to make things hard with the visitation just to keep me not functioning. So whoever more likely had put me in the program had something to do with sex trafficking, human trafficking, or drug trafficking. Most likely drug trafficking. I'm not sleeping with anyone. I'm a celibate person. So, you know, the Most High, before everything had came about me, he made me do a fast to get delivered. And so, you know, I'm all the way saved with Christ. I still got some work to do. So, you know, I'm never perfect, but I'm saying that he still uses me, and he's still delivering me and guiding me in this life. And so this system, excuse me, I didn't mean to move it. The system, the way that they handle is that they were asking for, you know, if you're in this predicament, they're trying to push that you would either take your own life, because if you're not going to sell drugs or misuse your body in some way, they don't need you. That's how they're trying to put it to you. But you never do that. Never give your life for something that's a sorcerer. That's a sorcerer, a drug dealer. They have a spirit of death over them and poverty. So don't ever do those things. Human trafficking and drug trafficking. These are all these things that this is usually associated with Freemason or some kind of low-level group like that, or sorority. And when people are into these things, they think that you don't know. They're trying to summons you. When they're throwing things at you in life, they're trying to summons you to get with them, because ultimately they're going to kill you. Ultimately, they're going to do something in to take your life. And so that's where you never join forces with them. You are more powerful with being on your own. You see, I watch these videos, and the things that I'm trying to bring awareness to is you have to learn how to do things on your own. If you ever got put into one of the things, they can't do you the way they want to do you. It's all about legal right. It's a legal right. If you decide to hang with people from your past, you know, listen, do a background check on people. If you happen to come across people, if you go back to your old hometown or move away like I did, and then then there's a prompt of people from my past that want to get back with you or get around you, do a background check on these people. There was a story of this man, you know, he was a good functioning man, and he got caught up by looking with people from the past that he knew nothing about. So you got to be careful when you're in this situation that you're isolated, but you're never letting people take away people who could really help you, because there's people that can help you. You just got to know how to move around them. You got to know how to move around them. You never stop people that God has sent to you, and that's how Satan try to misuse you. He'll make you think that everybody's against you, and everybody's not against you. You just have to know how to move around those people. You know, I'm still good in making friends and functioning and talking to people. I just know how to do it. I don't cling to them. You know, you're pretty much on your own. That's how you have to think. Even if you get help, you're out here by yourself, because the narcissist has isolated you from everybody. And what I mean by you out here by yourself, if you know that you need food, you're going to have to get up and know where these places are to get the food. Ain't nobody going to be looking out for you. You know, maybe you just skip a meal, whatever. You have to be able to be functioning and doing things for yourself. If you need employment, you have to be the one to talk to these managers and job positions. Everything is on you. You have to look at it as I have no friends, you know, even though you do, but you're not going to put everything on them. You're fact checking. You're the head boss of everything that goes on in your life. Even if somebody's saying that they're going to help you, you're going over it. You're going over it. So I'm trying to tell you how to function and not to completely isolate yourself from people, but you will spend a lot of time to yourself. You will spend a lot of time to yourself, but your downfall is assuming that somebody is a ride or die for you. No matter how they show it, you know, they can only show it in certain ways. And I'm not saying don't trust anybody. I'm just use discernment. Don't put everything in one basket, you know, because that person, you know, I don't know what may happen to them. So I mean, just saying that, you know, you can still function and have friends, but you're never always around them. Your days of going out and doing things, there's a way that you have to do it. You can still go out and have fun with your friends, but you're not doing this every day. You're not doing this every week. You know, you have to make sure that they're understanding your situation. Because if they don't understand the situation, it could be a harm to them. Because they're not going to get you. And so that's just what I wanted to say, that so many have lost their life because they keep trying to hang with people or try to have relationships with men that they shouldn't have, or girlfriends. And you have to be 100% aware of who's what and what they belong to you. If you know a family member has stole from you or did you wrong in some kind of way, you're not to trust them. In fact, have nothing to do with that person. Have absolutely nothing to do with that person, because you've already seen that they will do that to you. Now that you got some kind of trouble. Now that you got some trouble, they're going to be the first one to have their hand out, to do you in, to cash you in for 30 shekels of silver. I'm not being paranoid. I'm just giving you the real. You can't trust everybody. Can't trust everybody. And I mean this. I'm a Christian. And the Most High is telling you not to trust everybody. Jesus had Judas, who's supposed to be his right-hand man, lie and deceive on him. So that was these things that Most High was trying to tell you, that the Bible is a book of life. That Judas himself sold him, Jesus, out. Jesus. That's a serious thing. So if the Most High is exposing that to you, you better know that your own family members can be the enemy of your own household. And sometimes you still can use them. You can still ask for help and things like that, but you got to know how. And I'm just trying to be, I'm seeing so many lives being taken because people want to go in the past. People are scared to walk alone. And I understand these are wars and things coming on. I understand that, you know, having your head somewhere where people that you can a little bit trust or go to, or things to be, because it may change, you know. And even if you don't have it, the Most High have it for you. He's never going to leave you, and he's never forsaken you. But I'm trying to tell people who are dealing with narc abuse, you're dealing with envy, malicious intent. Malicious is a murder. They have a spirit of murder over them. You know, when they do gang stalking, that is when they use flying monkeys. That is witchcraft. All that's witchcraft. They have to manipulate and control other people to do their dirty work for them. So that's all form of witchcraft. And so when people join forces with them, they take on covenants with these people. So whatever judgment that was set up for them might be set up for you, because you're sitting here joining forces with them. I don't care how small of a thing that you've done. I've seen people fall. I see people lose their jobs trying to keep up with these people, or they was afraid or something. Well, the very same thing that they said that they're going to take, and you join forces with them, they're going to take more than that. Because when you serve the Most High, God adds to your life like he did with Job. When you're with Satan, he takes. He can't deviate no time from his script. Satan only comes to kill, steal, and destroy, and you better believe it. Just because it ain't hit you yet, oh, it's coming. In fact, the longer it takes, the worse it's gonna be. So I'm just trying to encourage people that deal with narc abuse. This is not a fear tactic. This is just about understanding who's your enemy. Understanding who's your enemy, because there's many people out here that keep looking in the past. Your old friend, your high school friend, your old coworker, leave those people alone for right now. Just for right now. Because you got a demon after you, a demonic spirit that's trying to put it in someone else to do their dirty work for them. It's still murder. It's murder all the way. So I'm just trying to educate you. I'm not trying to put you in fear, but I'm trying to get you to think. Everybody's not your friend. Everybody's not your friend. Everybody don't love you who say they love you. And so, when we get the help, we appreciate it and we thank them and we let them go. Let them go. If they decide to call, okay, pick up the phone when they start doing weird conversations. You can let them know, or you say, okay, well then, you know what, I'm gonna have to hang up because this is not something. You have the power. You have the power to control these things. And so I'm trying to encourage people to stop looking in the past. Let those friends go away. And I know there's some good people from my past, but you have to use discernment. Maybe we can just hold out on them till the dust settle for a little bit. Because there's just some evil, wicked people out here, and they'll do anything. With these city, state, government, local officials, they're the ones that's funding the grant. So, meaning that they'll do anything to get what kind of money, right now we're in a crisis, So, more than anything, I'm not trying to put fear into you. I'm just trying to get you to be aware that people ain't for you that say they is. So that's my encouragement to you. Don't stop having friends. Always use discernment. If you're not comfortable, never let them come to your home, your apartment, whatever. Meet up somewhere. Get the background of these people, because they're gonna send people to you. They're gonna send people to you. You're sitting here and you're saying, okay, nobody really want to deal with me. They really don't want to deal with me. If they do, then it's a financial thing. Nobody's dealing with me, whatever it is. And then all of a sudden someone is comfortable talking to me. Now I get that because of the Holy Spirit. So I'm not being paranoid. People do come up and talk to me because they know I have a general conversation and, they know I serve the Most High. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about people that all of a sudden they just start talking to you. You know what I mean? Especially being targeted. Like they have no clue who the target is, and they're you can see from a mile away they mistreating a whole nother person who they think is the target. And then when it dawned on them that possibly someone else is, then they're a whole different person. So, you're not being in fear, you're just using wisdom and discernment. I'm trying to find other revenues of content, because I don't always want to be on narc abuse, but this is something that God is instructing me in these last days. You got to know who you're dealing with, because there's people who come to kill, steal, and destroy, and Satan is full throttle with these people. And when you understand them, you can defeat them. And that's where I'm at with it. All right. So that was my video, Have a blessed day.